Welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, Nick beside me, Melissa beside him, Occupancy on the bottom left, Toller in the middle, and DJ in the bottom right. We got a packed house tonight, so let's just jump right into it here. In the first game, Winnipeg is in Buffalo, minus 150 for the Jets, plus 130 for the Sabres. Total 6 in this one. Winnipeg 4-1 in their last 5, playing pretty good hockey. 6-2-1 to the over. The Sabres 4-0-2 in their last 6, also playing good hockey. 6-2 to the over. 5 of 6 have gone to overtime. Unfortunately, I was on the Sabres draw last game, and seconds to go, they could not make it 6 in a row. But I think there's a good chance we could get it back here tonight. But Sabres 3-2 in the last 5 at home versus the Jets, 2 over, 3 under. Sabres actually have an advantage in goals for. Slight goals against advantage for the Jets here. Power play, slight advantage for Buffalo, and slight advantage for penalty kill for the Jets. Goaltending as of late, Hellebuyck has been very good. 934 save percentage in his last 5, 2.4 goals against. Anderson, 888 save percentage, 3.6 goals against. But he's got the better record at 3-1-1 in the last 5. And this one, I lean Buffalo, but I don't like with how good Hellebuyck has been as of late. I lean the draw as well. Not sure if I'm going to get there or not. Kyle Connor will not be playing tonight. There's one other Winnipeg Jet who is also not playing, and I can't remember who he is.
Nate Schmidt.
Nate Schmidt. So a good defenseman as well. So they'll be out 2 players here. If I had to bet something, it'd be Buffalo. Money line and the draw. Nick, what do you think here? Jets and Sabres.
I'm on the similar side there. I like Buffalo in this spot. I didn't take them all the way to win the game. I just took their team total over 2.5. Winnipeg has been giving up chances. They've given up at least 3 expected goals in 8 of their last 10. They've given up at least 3 goals in 7 of their last 9. And Buffalo scored at least 3 in 5 straight games. So I expect Buffalo to put up at least 3 goals in this game. If you're looking at props, Tage Thompson, I won't talk you off of him ever. So I like Buffalo's team total over 2.5 here. I got it around minus 125.
All right. Melissa, are you back?
I am.
Awesome.
Nick and I, for once, agree on something. I am also on the Buffalo Sabres team total over 2.5. I think we were talking about this earlier. Yes, Hellebuyck has been doing well recently, but if you look at his away numbers, he hasn't been doing as well as he has been at home. So if you get rid of the home numbers, he's averaging about 3.6 goals against per game in his last 5 starts on the road. So I love this number for the Sabres over 2.5. And like Nick mentioned, they have been scoring a little bit more. This team has literally, they're playing for pride right now. And I think that the fact that the Jets are very close in a playoff hunt right now, I think Buffalo would love to steal a point from them. So lean with the Sabres money line, but going with team total is a safer bet. And I got it right around minus 135.
All right. Jay Shank here says we have to hear DJ's thoughts on people actually liking the Sabres tonight. We'll get there. We'll get there real soon. Occupancy, what do you think here, Jets and Sabres?
Yeah, no, I got to tip my hat to the Buffalo Sabres organization and team. They've been playing good hockey this month. No one can argue that. Kind of similar spot reminds me of Avalanche not having McKinnon last night with Connor going down. Kind of feels that way. We're like, we're losing that top talent, but I think we're going to still go out there and win this game. So I'm on the Winnipeg money line. I partnered it up. I was looking at my record last night, positive night, but most of my wins were 2 and 3 team parlays. So I got a dance partner with another game on this slate. And I like Scheifele to get 3 shots. Who's going to fill in Connor's absence? Well, probably Wheeler and Scheifele and Pierre. So I got that at a nice plus price and just keeping it simple here.
All right. Toller, Jets and Sabres. You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, Sabres have been a hot wagon for me lately. Everybody knows me. I like to do builders. And Sabres plus 2.5 has been in mine almost every time they've played. Thought we were going to run out of that luck last game, but they came back and even won it. So I'm going to stick with that as my parlay piece tonight. And I do also lean Sabres in the money line. Like you guys said, they like to steal a point here. And it's hard to ignore the 2 D-men that are out.
All right. Yeah, it's a 1 D-man on Nate Schmidt and then Kyle Connor, their best goal scorer.
Oh, yeah.
DJ.
Yeah, no.
Everyone likes their Sabres.
That's really scary. I mean, the weird part about this game is the Sabres over the past 10 have been the lowest in high danger Corsi for. And basically every line that isn't the Tage Thompson line is terrible. They're second worst to only Arizona, while you have the Winnipeg Jets as the third highest high danger Corsi against team. That's been all year. They've really been one of the worst all season long and just hanging Hellebuyck out to dry. So it's a really weird game. It kind of comes down to what I think is that Winnipeg is going to run their top 5 a ton. I'd rather just not bet this game because you're really getting a terrible price on it. And Sabres over 2.5 is still in play, but I would rather just take any of the props. I took Ehlers point prop at -165. It moved a ton. He actually, as over the past 10 of any player on this slate, has the most shot attempts per game at 7.6. So I still wrote him over 3.5. It's not the best price either, but Ehlers just seems like a good value. I think Scheifele, I totally agree with that as well. Scheifele will be shooting because he's just going to see 25 minutes of ice time. So I'd rather just play the props here rather than bet on Hellebuyck to be bad. I'd rather bet on Anderson to be bad because he actually is not a good goalie. So I think what my plan is to not bet the money line. And if the Sabres get up early, then take the other side and try to grab Winnipeg at decent plus money rather than play around with, it's ugly because the Sabres just aren't good other than their top line. They're really bad. So I'm not going to do it. Definitely Ehlers and Scheifele. And I mean, you could talk me into Wheeler, but can disappear. So I'd rather just stay away from it. And then Dubois, I just can't. He should be the shooter. Like when he isn't with Connor, his rate stats are unbelievable. So I would also put him in a mix. Sabres should allow a lot of shots, and that has been all season long. So I'd rather go that route.
What do you think about the draw?
I think it's fine. Yeah, I mean this game definitely. I mean, it's not perfect. Winnipeg, like I said, like this game is really an anomaly as far as like what I think the Corsi is showing me of where like this could go any way. If Hellebuyck is bad, the Sabres could run away. But if Hellebuck's good, I think the draw is really in play and the under's in play. This game profiles like an over, except the Sabres need it through the top line. So I think the draw's fine, but I don't think I'm going to get there myself. I think there's better spots on this slate in general. This one is just throwing me for a loop. I couldn't believe some of these stats when I was looking them up.
All right.
Let me run this one right by you, DJ. Sure. What do you think of the first period tie no bet at +110 for the Sabres if they do come out early?
Yeah, I like it just fine, but I don't know. I am going to, if I'm going to do anything, I'd rather just take the over 1.5 in general, just because I think Kirk Anderson's not good. He's actually been worse than Tokarski on the season, and we just watched Tokarski play one of the worst games that a winning goalie's had. So I trust him 0%, which is why I can't bet the Sabres in good faith. That's why I'd say, like, I think this game, if it gets there, it's probably because it starts off hot. And Winnipeg they cannot lose. If they lose this game, their season is completely over, especially if Vegas wins on the other side. So I think they'll come out guns a-blazing. You know, nothing probably motivates them more than their leader being out and Kyle Connor. I like this game early to have goals. I don't know if I want the tie. I'd rather just take 2 goals in general.
Fair enough.
All right. That guy wins money. Was on the draw as well as me yesterday. That was awesome. I needed that. What do I think of Vancouver St. Louis draw? We'll get there. We'll jump into the next game here. Rangers are in Detroit. -135 for the Rangers now, +115 for Detroit. A total 6.5 in this one. No confirmed goaltenders when I last looked. Georgiev is expected here. He's 11-9-2 on the year, 894 save percentage, 3.08 goals against. But in his last 5, 3-2, 899 save percentage, 2.20 goals against. So he has been playing a bit better here. The Rangers in their last 6, they're 5-1, 2 over, 4 under, 1 landed on 6. The Red Wings, 2-8-2 in their last 12, 3 over, 1 under, 1 landed on 6 in the last 5. Detroit's home record, not too bad, 17-12-5. Rangers 21-13-3 on the road. But these two teams, when they face each other, 6-2-2 for Detroit in the last 10. 11 straight unders, and that's under 5.5. 11 straight under 5.5s, and 7 of 10 went to overtime. So I know a lot of people don't believe in the past history stats. I really tend to pay attention when it's a big number like that, 11 straight unders. It's 6.5 here, and I am tempted. But it is Detroit Red Wings. It is Georgiev. So I'm not on the under as of yet, but I'm very tempted, just because of the long under streak. Nick, what do you think here, Rangers and Red Wings?
Yeah, I was looking at this game last night, and I wanted to take the Red Wings at plus 165, and I didn't pull the trigger last night. And I wake up this morning because them being at plus 120, plus 125. I'm like, nope. And then as I looked at this game more and more, and I'm actually on the Rangers minus 145. So this is a spot here. I'm not on the Rangers often. I know this is the second half of a back-to-back for them as well, and it's Georgiev. But, yeah, exactly. Well, Leon said, why are the Rangers minus 135? And with the total there, I know this sounds weird, but I would have preferred an under at 5.5. This 6.5 tells me that the books want you to bet the under. Because if they've gone under on 11 straight games at 5.5, and they're putting this line at 6.5, I feel like that's a bait line trying to get people to bet the under. I want nothing to do with this total. I would not be surprised if this is a 4-3 game and it goes over. For me, it's just the New York Rangers. I got it at 145 though, but I don't mind that at 135 at all. So for me, it's just the Rangers.
All right, Melissa, Rangers and Red Wings.
Yeah, this is insane to me, this price drop that we're getting on the Rangers. It's almost like when I see that minus 135, I'm like, why would I not be on the Rangers? I get that they're on a back-to-back, but let's remember that this is the Detroit Red Wings. This is a team that is not winning games. They're getting smoked. They're getting smoked by multiple teams. Penguins just lit them up. I would only look Rangers here. I get, if you were looking at the Red Wings last night, then yes, you're getting way more value at plus 170, plus 175. But there's really no point right now to bet the Wings at plus 115. I don't think I would ever bet the Wings at that price. Just me personally, I'm staying off the game, but kind of leaning Rangers now.
All right. Occupancy?
Yeah, I don't have much to add from what Nick and Melissa said. I agree with them completely. I look at this price for the Rangers, and it seems like a fair price if you're going out shopping. It just seems fair. So I'm on the Rangers money line. That was my dance partner with Winnipeg. I got a nice plus price for those two. We'll see how that early slate develops. For sure, for like live betting and stuff. And then I found something where the books are confused. The books have set the saves prop lines at 26.5 for both Nedeljkovic and Georgiev. And honestly, I feel like the Red Wings are going to come out shooting. 35, 27, 39 are the last shots for the Detroit in the last 3. So, if you are kind of a little scared on the Rangers because of the back-to-back, which is normal, why wouldn't you think Detroit's going to come out and try to win? And then we got our guy in there just getting us 27. So, yeah, just some of my looks for today.
All right. Toller?
Yeah, weird game for me. I don't really like either teams. It's hard to ignore the Rangers needing a win tonight and being 4-1 in their last 5. I don't like Georgiev. Don't trust him. I couldn't stop a beach ball, in my opinion. But a stat that I saw today, the Rangers averaged 3.6 goals per game on the road in the last 5 and only let in 2.8 in the last 10 on the road. So that's a pretty good save average. I don't know exactly all the goalie combinations involved with that, but I see a lot of people on Detroit tonight on Twitter. Not that I'm going to follow anybody on Twitter, but that shows me why the Rangers money lines moved a little bit. And like everybody said, I'm not going to take the Detroit Red Wings at almost even money. Just not going to risk anything here on this game. It's a big pass for me.
All right. DJ?
Yeah, the Rangers are trying to play like the Islanders played last year. They're playing the slowest, most boring sludge hockey they can possibly conjure up. That's why Georgiev looked comparable last time out, and that's why this game sucks. The Red Wings have given up more 10-goal games than anyone has ever done in the modern cap era. So could it happen? Could it get over? Sure. Like, that's why the price is what it is because the Red Wings legitimately have let in multiple just absolutely terrible games. Are they going to do that again? Is Nedeljkovic this bad? No, I think Nedeljkovic is better. The expected goals are really, really bad here. It looks like a clear under, but I don't trust the goaltending. For all of these reasons, I'd rather, again, stick to the props. Kopp led them in ice time. He played power play 1. He will again, unless if Strome is in, which I think is not confirmed, but seems likely that he won't play. He is with Panarin, who is more of a pass guy, but has been shooting more lately. But there really is no one that's popping as far as shots for the Rangers at all. So I think that I would take Strome or Kopp as long as Strome is out at minus 130 for a point. He hit last against the Penguins for me. It was my only prop I really like there. And then for shots, the only player that's showing up really, really strong in the last 5 is Tyler Bertuzzi. He's been crushing his 2.5. So I'm going to throw it in the mix. He is the only player in this game that really shows up nice. Other than that, it profiles like an under. I wrote it, the model with the Minnesota game on Tuesday that everyone had over it, and I just trusted my model and it worked. So I'm going to go with it again and like the under, but it's not my favorite.
All right.
Was there anything else that I missed? Or
What do you mean?
did anyone ask a question? I don't know. I thought you guys.
No.
Something. Oh no. Okay.
No. I've been reacting because Turnsey, our resident Wings fan, was saying the Wings go. And then
the Wings have like they have the slowest. Like as a Sabres fan, the thing about the Sabres rebuilds is they've been bad because they just get worse somehow. The Wings have been like slowly, incrementally getting better to the point where eventually they're going to be good, right? So I hope it works out for you. Okay, I really do.
All right, we'll jump into the next game. I know Nick and Melissa have to go here shortly, so we'll hear their breakdowns for the final 2 games, or the final 4 games here.
4 games.
Los Angeles is in Los Angeles is in Edmonton. Plus 170 for the Kings, minus 200 for the Oilers. A total of 6.5 in this one. LA 4-4-1 in their last 9, 3 over, 2 landed on 6. Edmonton 2-2-1 in their last 5, 7 over, 1 under. Kings 18-9-5 on the road. Oilers 21-12 at home. The Oilers 5-1 in the last 6 at home against LA. 2 over, 7 under, 1 landed on 6. Goals for, advantage Oilers. Goals against, advantage Kings. Power play, advantage Oilers. Penalty kill, slight advantage Kings. Both teams have won, both road teams in the previous 2 meetings. The road team has won 5-1, 5-2. And LA has alternated wins, losses. So they've gone win-loss, win-loss, win-loss for 9 straight games, and they are off a loss. So if that's going to continue, they would be getting a win here tonight. Quick versus Koskinen. Quick has been much better in his last 5 games than Koskinen has. I like the Kings here. I'm going to be on the Kings plus 170. Yes, Oilers have had success against the Kings in Edmonton. And yes, both these teams are playing even hockey right now. But I think the Kings have the goaltender advantage here with Quick, and I do not think this should be minus 200 and plus 170. I think it should be much closer. So I'm going to be on the Kings here. Nick, what do you think in this one? And quick breakdown on the rest.
Yeah, I love the Kings in this spot here. They're coming off getting embarrassed against the Kraken 6-1. And I think this is a nice little bounce back spot for them here in this game. I have their team total over 2.5 and the full game over 6.5. I expect goals in this spot here. I expect Edmonton to score a few. I can see this being a 4-3 Edmonton win or something along those lines. So that's why I didn't go the full money line in this game. But I do like the Kings team total and the full game over in that spot there with 6.5. I'm not scared of the 6.5 in that spot. Yeah, they have depth. This Kings team has depth. And then the marquee matchup of the night, San Jose and Arizona. I took San Jose. I got him at minus 150 last night. And I took Arizona's team total under 2.5. They've been held under 3 expected goals in 10 straight games, and they've been held to 2 or lower goals in 6 straight games. So I'm not expecting anything out of this Arizona offense right now. So Kings or Sharks money line and Arizona's team total under 2.5. I'm on the over 6 with St. Louis and Vancouver. I can see a 3-3 at the end of regulation here. I see both teams putting up 3. So I like the over 6 in that spot. And I'm going to end the night off with a Vegas Golden Knights puck line. And I'm surprised this line continues to climb up. It was plus 140 when I got it. Now it's plus 160. So I like Vegas puck line against the Kraken here. A little bit of a letdown spot for Seattle.
All right, perfect. Thanks for coming, Nick. I have your best bets and everything, so I'll read that off at the end.
Right.
And we'll see Nick on the baseball show. Our baseball show tonight, 1 hour, 5 minutes, just over an hour. We'll be going over the baseball season preview.
I can't wait. Let's do it. All right.
See you there.
See ya.
Melissa, I know you have to go as well. What do you think here? What's your opinion here on the last 4 games?
Well, anybody who knows me or follows me knows that I absolutely hate the Kings, and I think they're a bunch of frauds. I don't think that they should be where they should be in the standings, and I don't think they have a chance tonight. I think I would, if I were to take a side in this game, I'd be all over Oilers puck line, but I'm trying to go a little bit lower volume right now, so I am laying off this game. But again, I think the fact that the Kings aren't really they put up 1 goal against the Kraken, and I think they put up 3 goals the game before against the Kraken. To beat the Oilers, you're going to have to score a bunch of goals, and I just don't think they're going to do that tonight. So, wouldn't be surprised the Oilers blow them out. And then next game, Sharks. I got nothing in that. Sharks always steal coins, so I try to stay away from them. Blues and Canucks. I'm going the revenge factor. Canucks money line. Bruce, there it is. He always is good off of a back-to-back with the team. So I think this is a must-win situation for the Canucks as well. And their team knows that. And then my best bet is going to be Kraken over 6. Yes, I went back and forth between Vegas on the side here. I know it's a must-win for them. They are having some momentum after beating the Blackhawks, which really doesn't say much just because it is the Blackhawks. But I expect goals on both sides. Kraken in their last 5 have been averaging about 3.8 goals per game. Yes, you can say at home they don't score as much, but I think they're going to keep that momentum, and my best bet is going to be the over 6. Vegas should win, but you never know with the road record. So thanks, Terry.
All right. Thanks for coming, Melissa. I'll see you later. I guess we'll go DJ now. Oh, the order's mixed up, but that's totally fine.
It doesn't matter.
What do you think here, Kings and Oilers?
Yeah, I think honestly, it was kind of nice to have a back and forth with 2 different perspectives here. The one thing I want to point out here is that I do think Arvidsson's going to be up with Kopitar. They skated most of that once they got down against Seattle. We didn't get lines, but I do think that's going to happen. And I'm going back to Arvidsson, who absolutely roasted me in shots. He had 3 shot attempts. He only got 1 on net. I was like guaranteeing him over 3.5. It felt like, because he had been shooting 19 shot attempts in 2 games before. And I'm going back to it, especially with Kopitar on his line. I think he'll be on the top power play as well. They only scored on the power play, and their only goal is with him out there getting the primary assist. So I do like Arvidsson. If I was going to bet either side, I'd probably just take the bigger money with the Kings. I don't like it. I'm not going to bet the money line in general here. This is a Stanley Cup playoff preview, almost definitely, which is really cool. And I think the teams know that. So I just don't really feel inclined at this point in the year to bet on the money line. I like the under slightly, but that's just because I respect the Kings a little bit. and I don't think Edmonton is gonna score 5 or 4. So I think this game really has a chance to just hit the 6 mark exactly. Either way, I'm just not gonna probably touch any of it and stick to the props again because that's what I'm having so much luck with. And stick with Arvidsson because he will. I think he'll get it done again. If you're gonna go Oilers, I think you just have to go Draisaitl for shots or 2 points or whatever because he's so involved in the offense. They're rolling him so much right now. There's no reason to think he can't get it done with shots or double point. McDavid is, I think, priced a little bit out of consideration. And other than that, I'm not going to get cute here and bet a bunch of weird players to score. I think it's the top guys all around. And yeah, that's probably it. I mean, if I had to pick a lean, like I said, I'd probably take the best odds I can get on the Kings, but I'm probably not going to take it.
All right. Occupancy, Kings and Oilers.
Yeah, I agree with what DJ said. This is a playoff picture type game here. Depending on how the styles match up is kind of, I think, we'll be able to see it tonight, hopefully, and it won't have to cost us anything because when they meet in the playoffs, we'll see. And I think defense is going to ultimately be the factor of what side's going to get wins in this kind of matchup. But for tonight, I don't think I want to lay a price with Edmonton like that. And yeah, just with the Kings being hurt and a little lackluster performance last game, I'm just also not ready to back them. But one thing I know, the data points to a lot of shots tonight. These are teams that have both eclipsed 100 shots in their last 3 games. So they're putting up 30s, 30 pluses each game, and they're allowing the same. So with the high volume in the shots department, I honestly would even take both goalies over their save props. My book right now still has Peterson listed, so I can't get a line on Quick, but I'm guessing it's going to be 28.5. And I was ready to make that my best bet. So I think, once my book adjusts to that, minus 115 around there for Quick, over 20.5 saves, I think would be a great look. Get action in the game, but you don't have to risk the totals or the sides. I think that's what I would like here.
Yeah, they're 4 and 5 in Corsi 4 per 60 in their last 10. Kings are 4, Oilers are 5. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with it as well. So yeah, definitely linking up on that.
Awesome. Toller, Kings and Oilers.
Yeah, I agree with you, Terry, a little bit. The money line situation is a little weird for me. I feel like the Oilers should be a little more juiced up, like 250s, 260s. It hasn't moved very much today either. I also think that Nick was correct when he said that the Kings have depth. I've said it a few streams ago that I do not think the Oilers have this depth. Whether or not that comes into play tonight, coming off that terrible loss against the Kraken, I do not know. It's not really worth risking anything on this game tonight with all the other matchups, so I would probably just pass.
All right. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Someone asked about shots, I think, and I'm just going to say it again.
Yeah.
Draisaitl's averaging like seven shot attempts over his past 10. Arvidsson is really weird because he had the 19 and 2 game shot attempts, and he has only played like 3 games since returning, so it's super duper high.
I think he means team shot props.
Oh.
Because some books have it where you can take
that
team over 27.5 shots or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I mean, both if you pull I'm pulled up all the teams over the last 10 and you just see a ton of Edmonton, LA because it's shooting a ton. It's and you see it. It's so obvious with LA when you look at their lineup. They have the Kaliev, Velarde, Kempe, and Arvidsson all on separate lines. It's that is so cool. So yeah, if you can find that, I don't know what it is, but they both this is and for DFS, if you're in here playing DraftKings, if you're not playing Edmonton, I think you're playing Quick and Net. That's just a lock on this small of a slate. Just if you're playing Edmonton, obviously not. And you might look at is it Koskinen for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that this game is just this is where you're getting your goalie from. You're fading one side, you're putting that goalie in, and if that goalie gets there, it's going to be a little bit less owned for sure on this slate, and it's going to be a 35 save, win. It's going to set you apart in GPPs.
All right. We'll jump here to the next one. As Nick said, the game of the night, but I don't really know about that. The Sharks, minus 165, are in Arizona, plus 145, a total of 6 in this one. It'll be Reimer versus Vejmelka. Reimer has been great. 3-1-1 in his last 5, 924 save percentage, 2.2 goals against. Vejmelka 0-4-1, 897 save percentage, 3.6 goals against. The Yotes 0-5-1 in their last 6, so they were hot while they were hot, but they are no longer that hot Yotes team. Sharks 3-3-1 in their last 7, 3-3-1 to the total as well. Obviously, Yotes have a horrible home record here, but they have success at home against Arizona. 5-1-1 in the last 7 meetings, 6 over, 1 under, 1 landed on 6. Goals for, slight advantage for the Sharks. Goals against, pretty big advantage for the Sharks. The Sharks' third best road penalty kill. Big advantage there, and also advantage on the power play. And Sharks won the first 2 meetings 4-2, 8-7, both in San Jose. But the Sharks seem to have trouble here in Arizona. But Arizona's not playing very well right now. I can't take the Sharks at -165, so this is a pass for me. DJ, Sharks, and Yotes, what do you think here?
Yeah. I mean, it's weird how Arizona stopped shooting 25%, and they all of a sudden they start losing games. It's almost like it was destined to be. Yeah, they're the worst team over the past 10 in Corsi against, the worst team in Corsi for. They're absolutely terrible. I'm gonna take the puck line for the Sharks at -1.5 because I just think that they are a much better team. And yeah, they're playing for pride, but they have a lot of veterans on this team that are they're gonna give it all. And Timo Meier is, I mean, probably my favorite play of the night in DraftKings. He's over 3.5 is really juiced. It sucks because I'm still going to include it in a couple parlays, but he should be shooting a ton. I'd be shocked if he doesn't score. I also included his goal prop in a couple mixes. And then Barabanov at 2,700 on DraftKings is egregious. He's also a really good point prop bet because he plays 5-on-5 and power play with Timo Meier and what's his name? Hurdle. Couture, I think, is probably going to be back, but we don't know yet. It's like expected, but not confirmed. So keep an eye out for that just in case they change up the lines. But that just adds a little bit more, I think, to the Sharks puck line in general. And Reimer's just a good goalie. And this defense is so like this team couldn't do anything offensively and was getting cratered in defensively. And then they got Carlson back and they were much better. I don't think there's any reason to believe he isn't going to play, right? You never know with him. He's just randomly. Oh, he's in. Chikrin also is like, I think, incredibly questionable to return. They said April 1st. So keep an eye on that just in case. But that's unlikely, but they said April 1st and it's the 30th. So, I mean, who knows? Other than that, though, I think the Sharks are the much better team. I think the Sharks are just underrated in general because they have been bad, but they've been brutally banged up by injuries all year. So I'm going to take like I said, the puck line, Timo Meier, and Barabanov point. And if you want to buy in on the Kessel narrative of his past 10 against the Sharks, he's had like 40 points. It's ridiculous. Like I know I retweeted it. It's crazy. I'll pull it up. He had multiple 3-point games in his last 10 against the Sharks. Super weird. You can do that. I don't think there's anything to it, though. He's pretty much dust. But I'll retweet that if you'd like, or I'll send it over. It's a really crazy stat line.
All right. Leon says you got to compare the numbers. Timo anytime goal for Cubano. Occupancy, what do you think here, Sharks and Yotes?
Everything that everybody said in here, I've agreed with. So I can't really bring anything super new to this discussion, except that, yeah, Meier got a hattie last game against the Ducks, and it looked pretty sweet. The Arizona Coyotes let up the most shots in the last 3 games of the slate, 42, 40, 33. So people are just walking in and ripping the rubber at good old Karel Vejmelka. So saves props for him. Could be one of those like window type bets where you just go every game, especially at 27.5. The Sharks don't shoot as much as other teams, which is, maybe why you won't blindly do it and you got to do your research. But in the last 3, the Sharks have still put up 24, 30, and 38. So I think it's reasonable. But one thing, like with live betting, if I don't have to put on a play super early where I don't think the line's going to move much, like I'll just wait to see how the early slate goes before I bet here. But I think the Sharks will end up winning this game. And yeah, the Coyotes' magic is kind of faded and they're back to their old ways. So, yeah.
All right, Toller.
The dust is settling down in the desert for Arizona, in my opinion. It's about 17 games left or so. I believe the Sharks are 6th in their division, so they're not completely out of it, but time's really running out. So they really need the full points here tonight, and I would hope they would know that. Timo Meier coming off the hat trick, like Occupancy said, it's hard to ignore. He's on fire, and he needs to lead his team tonight. I'd take Sharks plus 1.5 in any parlay. That's something I'm going to be doing tonight in a few of mine. Obviously, don't use the same one in all of your parlays because if something does happen, then you're completely screwed. But it's going to be one that's in a handful of mine for sure.
All right. You sent me the stats there, DJ, but if I share that, then my other page will disappear. So
it's okay. Yeah, I think it was 23 points in 11 games or something. I didn't add it up exactly, but there's just a crazy stat log for him against the Sharks. I tried to add
two, 3, 4 points. Most games are 2 or 3 points.
It's probably one of the really stupid things. Yeah, maybe they have really good hot dogs in San Jose. What do we know?
Interesting. We'll jump right into the next one here. 2 more games left, and we'll get to best bets. The Blues minus 105 are in
Game
Vancouver.
Of the night.
Minus 115, probably. Yep. Total of 6, minus 110 either way in this one. Nobody was confirmed for St. Louis when I last checked. I saw
Huso, I think.
Yeah, I think confirmed.
Yeah, we said in the group chat a little earlier.
Oh, okay. The Blues have won the first 2 meetings, 3-1 and 4-1 against the Canucks. Demko has been confirmed for tonight. His number is a little bit better lately than on the season average. Both teams 2-3-2 in their last 7. Blues trending towards the over, Canucks towards the under. When St. Louis goes to Vancouver, they're 6-2-1 in the last 9. 1 over, 6 under, 1 landed on 6. 3 of 9 went to overtime. Goals for, advantage Blues. Goals against, advantage Canucks. Penalty kill, big advantage Blues. Power play, advantage Blues as well. But the Canucks are pretty good in the power play as well. Blues have won the first 2 meetings. This one's tough for me. This one's tough. This whole card is tough, or this whole slate is tough, I'll be honest. And I'm not forcing plays, so I don't have anything in this one. If I had to pick a side, I'd probably go with the Canucks, but that's more of me as a Wild fan wanting to see the Blues fall rather than what will actually happen. The Blues will probably win this game, but I'm cheering for the Canucks. DJ, what do you think here, Blues and Canucks?
Yeah, but we just saw this game, and it reversed now. Now it's in Vancouver. Is that right?
Yeah, they were in St. Louis last game.
So the expected goals were 4.1 for Vancouver to 3.1 for St. Louis. So, I mean, they just couldn't score. Pettersson hit the post. He led Vancouver in ice time for forwards, which was unique. He hasn't done that very often at all. He's playing with Horvat and Besser. So I think that line is just where I'm going to put a prop for a point. It didn't work last time. I didn't play it last time, luckily. The other weird thing, well, not weird, I guess, I was going to say is the weird thing that I keep wondering about is why Quinn Hughes is like so priced out of consideration for a point. I guess it makes sense, but I just don't think you need to get there. Just take Horvat, Besser, or Pettersson that play all their minutes together. Any of them that have a point, and you're probably going to feel good. JT Miller is also 1.5 is all I can find, which I'm not going to take. On the blue side, it's still Perron shot prop for me as a favorite bet in general. If you're looking at like what is actually a good line, because again, as you kind of reiterated, like betting on this game is super tough in general. So I'm just not going to do it. Perron's missed 3 straight over 2.5, but he's still shooting a ton. It's just kind of been bad luck. And I think he could get it back here, get it going again. Although when they've returned the better players, I get people that are scared off on it, but he did have 5 shot attempts in the last game, just didn't get them all on net. So I'm not afraid to go back to it. And then, Tarasenko, Buchnevich, and Thomas, I do think is a really unique DFS stack that is going to go under-owned because people forgot about it because they haven't been together lately. So I think if you're playing DraftKings and you want to get a little bit unique, that's the best way to do it. And Thomas is 4,300, which is just a really good price point. He hasn't been shooting since returning at all, like 1 shot on goal. So I get not wanting to do it, and you're hoping for assists, but it's a small enough slate that if that line goes for, they had 2 goals last time, if they go for 3 or 4, you could really set yourself apart. That's pretty much it. I just think that this game in general is, if anything, like you said, I think you just plug your nose and bet Vancouver because they were the better team last time out, and Demko's in net. So, okay, Husso's been a little bit more suspect, but I'm not going to lay it myself.
All right. Leon says Blues beat them twice. Why everyone and their mom on the Canucks? It is hard to sweep a team in the regular season. It's not easy to sweep a team. Teams remember, especially when they played a few days ago or a day ago. So they definitely remember. But I'm passing in this game. But I can understand why people like the Canucks for sure. Occupancy, Blues, and Canucks. What do you think here?
Yeah, on Leon's comment, that's exactly what I was going to say about this game. I'm an everybody love everybody type of person. And when Canadians, especially Canadians in the hockey betting world, are all on the Canucks, my ears perk up because I don't know the market as well. I didn't grow up around there, but they know their teams. And there are a couple spots this year that when I've seen some like Montreal team totals and Ottawa picks, like I've kind of seen how like the Canadians bet their teams. And rather than, me try to, learn that local market really well, I trust the people around me. So I'm definitely leaning on the Canucks on this one. It's just an interesting game because like we're going to either see the Blues kind of say, this is our top 8, we're in the playoffs, and then, or it's the Canucks saying we're still in it. So anyway, regardless of like all that, you all know the hype. I don't have to talk too much about that. And in terms of the under, I watched a Vancouver-Calgary game earlier in the season. Demko played extremely well. It was 0-0 at the end of the third. I know the stats are what they are, and I'm a data guy as well. I trust the stats. But this game just screams under to me. This game seems like they're going to be not taking too many chances. They both really want the 2 points. So if I am going to end up looking, could even do like smaller volume and play Canucks under as that little 2-teamer, 2-legger, and just go like low units, 0.1, 0.25 or something. But should be a good game.
That's a pretty nice stat. Canadians team total over 2 hasn't lost in 20 games. That's pretty crazy. Toller, what do you think here? Blues and Canucks.
I don't know what it is with me and the Blues, but every time recently, the past month, maybe even since the whole break, I just cannot get the money lines right. I'm getting burnt every time. So I'm not going to even touch it. My lean, of course, is the Canucks. I can't ignore that the Blues haven't traveled in almost 2 weeks. When they did last travel, it was a loss to Columbus Blue Jackets. Like you guys have been saying, revenge. It's a huge revenge spot right now. Melissa said it earlier. It's Bruce on a back-to-back. He loves them. They're motivated. They're still pushing for the playoffs as well. The Blues could afford a loss more than the Canucks can tonight. So, again, if I were to back a team, it would be the Canucks. But look at me to take the Canucks plus 1.5 if I play anything on this game. Of course, parlay piece.
All right. We'll jump right into the last game of the night and then get into best bets. Vegas, minus 160, is in Seattle, plus 140. Total of 6 in this one. Vegas, 4-2 in their last 6. Seattle, the same. Vegas, 3-2-1 to the over. Seattle, 2-1-3 on the total of 6. Both are total 6. Vegas, 16-15-1 on the road. Seattle, 11-18-3 at home. They never played each other in Seattle before. Goals for, slight advantage for Vegas. Goals against, advantage Vegas. Penalty kill, advantage Vegas. And power play, advantage Vegas. Neither team has a good power play. Vegas has won the first 2 meetings against Seattle. In Vegas, of course, 4-2, 4-3. Thompson versus Drieger. Thompson, the better goalie on the year. And the better goalie as of late in this one. Vegas has beat Seattle twice already. I think they continue that. I think they win again here. but it's minus 160. Do I want to take them in regulation? Seattle's 4-2 in their last 6 as well, so they've been finding ways to win. They've been playing okay hockey. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one. As of right now, it's a pass. If I had to bet anything, it would probably be Vegas in regulation. DJ, what do you think here? Golden Knights and Kraken.
Yeah, this one seems to be touted the hardest as the over on the entire slate, and I think it was it Melissa's favorite over, I think, as well. And it feels really goalie dependent that gets there because the goalies are bad. I think Drieger might actually not be good. It's been tough to realize. Maybe Florida just propped him up enough. And then Thompson is Thompson. So I get why you bet it. This game it's right down the middle. It's like it would be a smash over 5.5, but it's up to 6.5 already. It was getting close if it's not there yet. It was minus, I think, 125, but you got minus 120. It's fine, I guess, but I'm probably not going to bet it. I'd rather just take the team total for Vegas, which I did. I just don't see Seattle scoring like they did against LA, which has really propped them up over the past 10, because other than that, they were a 2-2-2, 1 goal scored. They're not a good high expected goals team. They're not good at creating a lot of offense. You look at their lineup, it's 4 third lines. That's what they run. I took the Vegas puck line. I just grabbed it with San Jose's puck line as probably 2 of my favorites. I think that this is going to be a 4-2 game. It profiles really well. I bet the exact score. I never do that because it's the stupidest bet you could possibly make. If you add up all of the, I know someone did this before. When you add them all up, it makes it seem like there's a 300% chance of scores being had. There's only if that makes any sense. If you know what I mean. There's basically they're taking a third times the vig on those because it's just no way to hit it. Anyways, this game sucks. I don't like it, but Vegas scoring over 3.5. They have a special prop in a lot of states for Eichel over 2 points plus 200. I think that's also really cool because he's probably going to be involved. It's in New York, so I grabbed it. He should play a ton of minutes. He had, I think, 2 points last game. He definitely had a goal. I thought he assisted on Dadonov, but whatever. It's just Eichel, Marchessault, and Stephenson are going to play 22 minutes of ice time. They can't lose this game. Alex Martinez, they're making it sound like he's back 100%. He's in. There's a very slim chance Leonard gets the nod. I know everyone's saying it's Thompson. They confirmed Thompson, but he's back at practice. So I would just keep an eye out just in case. Vegas has done it before where they completely pull the wool over our eyes. They did it back with Brossoit one time. So you never know. Just keep an eye on it last minute just before you lock anything in. I will be doing that because I know this coach DeVore can do that to us. Favorite bets in general here, like I said, the puck line. Pietrangelo has been shooting more than almost anyone in the league. He has hit the past 5 in a row over 2.5, and I think he could do it again here because Seattle's bad. Eichel is fine, but I'm not going to take it. Marchessault plus money over 3.5 is also, I think, a good bet. He has 13 shots on goal in his past 2, and he's averaging about 6 or 7 attempts. So I think he could get there against Seattle. And then the last thing in general about Seattle, which again, I'm not really betting much on them, but I think if you want to get crazy, I have just been betting Sprong to score every single night, and he just keeps doing it. So I'm just going to have to bet it again. I have to put a unit. He just made me too much money. He just keeps scoring at plus 400. So he is an amazing shooter, and he's on a line with Sheehan and Donskoy who just don't shoot. So they're trying to feed him. I have no problem with taking him to score. I had Geeky once for a hit. I don't think he scored last game in that 6-goal effort, but he's also a guy that was getting top power play run. Now he's kind of second unit, but they have some weird guys with good shots on Seattle. So I do think this might not be the perfect matchup, but if Thompson's in net, I don't think it's egregious to say I'm going to take a guy at plus 400 to score that actually is good at hockey, or at least shooting. I mean, Sprong isn't good at hockey. He's good at shooting.
All right. Leon is on the 4-2 Vegas win with you. So he's on that as well.
Printing. If it hits on an empty netter, Eichel double point, I'm just going to retire. I think that's...
Occupancy, what do you think here, Golden Knights Kraken?
Yeah, I agree with what was said before. I remember Vegas in November. You'd be very wealthy if you just bet their team total overs. They didn't even regress. I remember looking at their data there, and they were just consistently hitting 3 or 4 and then up every game. So they really impressed me last game, honestly, versus Nashville. I was on Nashville that game, and yeah, Vegas kind of just hit that switch. And I still like Nashville to be a playoff team and do well, but just short term like Vegas trends. I think they're coming up a little bit here. Martinez is back. That's a huge addition. Seeing him out there, the players have a little more trust now that they know a guy can handle the puck. Like that's big. And Vegas in their last 3 games has put up 34, 50, and 42 shots. That's a lot. It's a lot of volume. Driedger over 26.5 saves, minus 115 is my best bet. He was supposed to be the starting goalie when the whole Seattle expansion thing was starting up. And then they pulled in Grubauer, and I think he was kind of like, wait, I was pretty good in Florida, like as a backup. And I think he was a little bummed. And, granted, it was a Kings team, made him look good. But at the same time, I just don't see that being a problem here. Props around too for the shooters and goal scorers and whatnot. I was working with a colleague, Nick, was on the show earlier, and we locked in Vegas puck line as well. But again, quarter unit, nothing crazy, but just that's kind of how I see this game going.
All right, Toller, final game of the night. What do you think here?
Another team fighting for playoffs, and then you have this Kraken who steal coins. It's not the easiest read, but a stat that I saw I liked was Vegas is over, and their last 10 is 6-3-1, and Kraken's over in the last 10 is 5-2-3. So they're both trending towards the over. If we do see Thompson get the start tonight, like you said, he's not the best goalie. Teams are shooting. I lean the over 6 if you can get it at a decent price. Maybe sprinkle a little bit of unit on a goal in the first 5 if you've got FanDuel. Other than that, Vegas should come out here and win this game. I can see the empty netter, so if you're going to take the money line, you might as well just take the puck line.
All right.
DK also has a boost for the over a goal in the first 5 minutes, at least in New York. I don't know every state, but plus 175. If you go to the TNT specials, which I don't know what states they're in, there's like a whole list, but I don't know if that's I don't ever really bet that. Is that good? Plus 175?
For a goal in the first 5, no. I usually see plus 200s or more.
Yeah. Sometimes those TNT specials are just terrible. I think the plus 200 on Eichel 2 points, they're over 1.5 is good, but or is it over 2? No, 2 points. Okay. So I need the 2 would hit. Okay.
All right, we'll jump into the first segment, dog of the day here. I'll bring up the current standings. Not a lot of people chose dogs today. Nick went with Buffalo. Andy went with LA. And that is it. Occupancy, you did not choose a dog. Have you changed your mind or?
None today, Terry. Sorry.
Yeah, hey, no worries. That's why it's optional. DJ, is there a dog you like today?
I'll do the Kings. Let's just do it.
All right.
I'm just gonna bite the bullet on it and say they get the win, even though it's really a toss up. Why not?
All right. I like it. That's I still haven't chose my best bet, but most likely it's going to be Kings money line. So we'll see. Toller, dog of the day. Is there one you like?
Part of me wants to go with Detroit, but I'm going to go with Sabres as well. I need the Jets to lose.
All right. Next up is over under. Again, I did not choose an over under today myself. Nick went with St. Louis, Vancouver over 6. Occupancy actually went the opposite. St. Louis, Vancouver under 6. Melissa and Nathan both went Vegas, LA over 6. And Andy went Rangers, Detroit over 6.5. DJ, is there a total you like today?
Yeah, I would do the Rangers Detroit under 6.5. I think that game's going to be. I just think Delkovich isn't this bad. Like I respect him enough, and the Rangers just won't let George Gibbs see enough pucks to get that to where it needs to go. So, yeah, the math is leading that should not get there, and I'm going to go with it again. I trusted myself with bad goaltenders in Philadelphia, so I'm going to trust it here. I think that game ends up just like 3-1. and the Rangers just don't allow. They just suffocate them. I think the Rangers are a lot better defensively than people give credit for. At least they're playing that way right now.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be over on that over.
Yeah, that over is everywhere today.
And because when they've faced each other in Detroit, it's 11 straight unders. I'm very tempted to bet the under.
Get it?
So.
It's literally just because of those 2 games for Detroit. But other than that, I mean, they're really. I don't know. I don't like it. I think that this Detroit team is a little bit better, and they're going to be actually. They're just not going to allow another 10 goals ever again. I mean, that is crazy. So yeah,
you have to think they're going to come in and try to play better defensively because of that.
And the Rangers are really, it's unlikely, but
same with them because the Devils game. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, those guys. If the Rangers lose too many games down the stretch, they could end up playing Carolina or Florida. It's like they have to stay competitive. So I think this game just has this feeling of under, and the math. Like I said, the Rangers are like the best team against allowing high danger shot attempts. I mean, yeah, Shesterkin's great, but his defense helps him. This is like Minnesota Wild a few years ago under Boudreau, kind of good. This is what Gallant does. I don't know. This feels like an under. I could end up, punching a hole in the wall when Nedeljkovic can't stop a beach ball, but I'm not going to bet on that. That's just not how I play.
All right. Toller, is there a total you like?
I'm going to have to go with Melissa as well. The over 6 in the Vegas game. I can't ignore the stats for both teams.
All right. Yeah, you, Nathan, and Melissa are all on that over 6. And then we will get to best bets, best parlay pieces here. And I will scroll down a second here. For me, as I said, I haven't chosen my best bet on parlay piece yet. I'm slacking here. It's a tough card today, so I'm still going back and forth, but I'll choose very shortly. That sports guy sent his in. He's going Vancouver money line minus 115. He's going with his boys for his best bet. Los Angeles team total over 2.5 for his parlay piece. Nick is going LA team total over 2.5 minus 130 for his best bet. San Jose money line parlay piece. Melissa went with the Vegas LA over 6 and Buffalo team total over 2 for her parlay piece. Nathan, Buffalo, Winnipeg, both teams to score in the second period as his best bet. Rangers, Detroit over 5.5 as his parlay piece. Andy went with Rangers, Detroit over 6.5 as his best bet. San Jose money line parlay piece. Occupancy, you went with Drieger over 26.5 saves. Best bet, and Winnipeg money line as your parlay piece. And then Vito went Winnipeg in regulation, but he did not send me a parlay piece, which he's supposed to, but it's all good. He has not sent it, so I'll let him off the hook sending his parlay piece in this time. DJ, what do you think here, best bet?
Well, I'm just trying to pull up the odds really quick.
Okay, no worries.
I'm between a couple, but yeah, I got it now. I'm just gonna roll with it. Leon Draisaitl over 3.5 plus 125. Since being like he's not with Kane anymore. Kane was stealing all the shots. Yamamoto doesn't shoot. Draisaitl, and that's plus 125.
Over 3.5.
Over 3.5. Yeah, he has been shooting a ton lately, and that line. I think him, Hyman, and Yamamoto. He's just going to be the shooter. They want him shooting on the power play. This game's going to have a ton of shots, and then. The parlay piece is my favorite one. I bet it the moment I could get it. Once I saw Connor was out, it didn't move a lot in the negative way, but I put actually 4 units on this play when I first got it, and that's Nicolas Ehlers to have a point against the Sabres. It was minus 165. Now it's minus 180. But I mean, he is going to see a ton of run. He's the guy that's going to shoot the puck. He's probably going to be on the first power play, and Scheifele is such a good distributor. I think the one avenue where the Sabres struggle is when Dahlin's not on the ice, and now they don't even have Samuelsson. They struggle against speed, and Ehlers is probably the fastest guy in the league outside of McDavid with the puck. So I think he could burn him. I picked him to score, but I put a lot on this. So if it doesn't hit, which would only be perfect if it's my only prop, it doesn't hit because the ones I like the most just find a way. Hartman, your boy, burned me yesterday real hard. So, but Ehlers, if he doesn't hit, I'm going to cry. But yeah, minus 180 right now. But yeah, I think that's everything.
All right. Toller, what are you doing for best bet?
Can somebody tell me the odds on Canucks and Reg? It's the only thing I don't have.
Canucks and Reg is plus 135 at my book. If you can find it better after the show, you can send it in to me.
I'm debating on
15
either
minutes.
that or the Vegas puck line. Kraken steal so many of my coins.
Vegas puck line plus 165.
Kraken are bad though. It's just it really comes down.
I know,
to,
they're so bad.
It's so frustrating. But yeah, no, they burned me before. I guess you're not asking.
Vegas
me,
needs
also,
this. I'm gonna go for the puck line. And let's do it. DJ gave me the boost of confidence.
Always, let's
All
go.
right.
I have it too. I love that bet.
And better odds. I need that for the big jump into second place.
Yeah, hey, you all three of you got you three guys have been moving up in the standings. So that's great. I'm still in the minus, but it is what it is. It happens. Hopefully LA gets me pretty much back to even with the win here, because I'm going LA money line as my best bet, and LA team total over 2.5 as my parlay piece. Toller, what is your parlay piece?
I'm gonna go with Canucks plus 2.5. I got it at minus 480 on FanDuel. Big
Plus
parlay piece for
2.5.
me.
All right, and that is it. That is everything here. Best of luck to everybody tonight. Major League Baseball season preview show, a little under half hour here. We'll be going over just basically the divisions and who the season win totals, stuff like that. And we'll go over the baseball show. Best of luck to everybody tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. And hopefully we see you in half hour for the baseball show.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yes, hit the like button and definitely subscribe. Have a good one, guys.